that we are not done and that Combs did not do this alone, do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff.
The courtroom buzzed with tension, every seat occupied by reporters, lawyers, and curious spectators as the latest chapter in Sean Diddy Combs' sprawling legal saga played out. But as the spotlight shifted from the embattled music mogul, it landed squarely on his 18-year-old twin daughters, Jesse and Lila Combs, who had unexpectedly become central figures in a scandal threatening to unravel one of entertainment's most powerful dynasties. The allegations, ranging from racketeering to human trafficking, had cast a long shadow over the family, and now the twins found themselves at the heart of public scrutiny. Present in court from day one, their designer-clad appearances and composed demeanor were widely seen as a calculated show of support for their father. Yet what some interpreted as loyalty, others saw as tone-deaf privilege, sparking backlash and accusations of complicity, as whispers grew louder about the nature of their allegiance, whether driven by love, obligation, or something more sinister. The twins remained outwardly unshaken, even as their every move fed a swelling narrative that tied them to the dark legacy their father now faced.
In her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and at the hands of Diddy.
The accusations against Sean Diddy Combs were deeply disturbing, with federal prosecutors portraying him as a powerful figure who allegedly orchestrated a years-long network of coercion, abuse, and manipulation. The indictment outlined shocking claims, including transporting women across state lines for degrading freak-offs with male associates and using recordings of these encounters to intimidate and silence victims. Evidence recovered during high-profile raids, ranging from thousands of bottles of lubricants to extensive video footage, appeared to substantiate the charges. Several women came forward describing years of exploitation, yet Diddy's twin daughters, Jesse and Lila, remained steadfast in their courtroom appearances, often flanked by siblings Christian and Quincy, all seemingly united in their support. The twins, consistently photographed arriving at court in designer outfits, became lightning rods for criticism, their polished presence sharply contrasting the disturbing testimonies being aired inside. While some in the legal community speculated that their attendance was a defense tactic to humanize Diddy as a devoted father, others saw their public solidarity as deeply inappropriate, if not complicit, given the weight of the allegations.
We're not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward.
Much of the backlash against Diddy's twin daughters, Jesse and Lila, stemmed from their opulent lifestyle, which many critics believed was bankrolled by the very empire now under federal investigation. Resurfaced social media posts showcasing luxury vacations, yacht parties, and red carpet appearances ignited fierce debates over privilege, accountability, and complicity. Detractors argued the twins were not passive bystanders, but beneficiaries of a system allegedly built on exploitation. Vocal critic Jaguar Wright intensified the criticism, accusing the sisters of moral indifference and suggesting their displays of wealth and unwavering loyalty to their father reflected a disturbing disregard for his alleged victims. As courtroom speculation mounted, a darker possibility began to emerge. Could the twins themselves face legal scrutiny? Though no evidence directly linked them to any crimes, whispers suggested they may have knowingly benefited from, or even been aware of, their father's alleged misconduct. The prospect alone was enough to trigger a media firestorm, with legal experts warning that the twins could potentially be called as witnesses, or even become subjects in a broader investigation into the Combs family's finances.
Hey, real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that. People in the shoot have an abbreviated list. So he's out of luck. No mistake for him. Yeah, he is on watch. This guy thought he would have went home. All of a sudden, he didn't get bond. Remember, the first night he was there.
Speculation surrounding Jesse and Lila Combs deepened after reports surfaced of the twins fleeing the courtroom in tears during a particularly graphic testimony. A former male companion had described disturbing encounters allegedly orchestrated by Diddy, including acts of violence and humiliation. testimonies prosecutors deemed critical in illustrating a long-standing pattern of abuse. The twins' emotional reactions sparked mixed responses. Some viewed it as a genuine moment of distress, while others dismissed it as a strategic attempt to elicit public sympathy. Further complicating public perception were persistent rumors about their financial dependence on their father, with sources close to the family suggesting the twins were essentially trapped, bound by a lifestyle built on Diddy's wealth and influence. Vocal critic Jaguar Wright amplified this narrative, claiming their loyalty wasn't a matter of choice but of survival, arguing, if Diddy falls, they fall too. Though unverified, such claims added another layer of complexity to the unfolding saga, painting the twins not just as bystanders or beneficiaries, but as potential pawns in a far larger, darker legacy.
So the latest on the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs, this one has so many people talking, the disgraced music mogul, facing federal racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking charges. Both the prosecution and defense teams are set to discuss the next phase of action following the indictment, as investigators work to determine potential co-conspirators. But how exactly did
the twins' public image took a further blow when reports emerged of their questionable behavior in court, with one particularly damaging account alleging that Delilah had smirked during the victim's emotional testimony, an act some interpreted as callous or arrogant. Another witness claimed that Jesse had blown a kiss at one of the accusers, further stoking criticism and reinforcing the narrative that the sisters were detached and insensitive to the gravity of the proceedings. Those seemingly minor incidents in the broader context of the trial, they quickly became tabloid fodder and viral moments on social media, casting the twins as out-of-touch symbols of wealth and entitlement. Still, others came to their defense, framing Jesse and Delilah as young women caught in a toxic family dynamic and the harsh glare of public scrutiny. Legal analysts noted that, at just 18, the twins were navigating an adult world shaped by privilege, but also extraordinary pressure. Their late mother, Kim Porter, had reportedly been the emotional anchor in their lives, and her sudden death in 2018 left a void that Diddy's mounting legal troubles had only worsened. Some speculated that their continued support for their father wasn't rooted in loyalty, but in fear of losing the only source of stability they had left.
This is very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, I mean, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in a jail cell right now, I think it really underscores the magnitude of what he's facing and the weight of the federal government.
As the trial pressed on, scrutiny of Jesse and Delilah Combs only intensified, with every glance, gesture, and courtroom appearance dissected under the unrelenting gaze of public opinion. The debate over their role in the unfolding scandal, whether as innocent daughters caught in the crossfire or as privileged participants in a legacy of exploitation, became a focal point beyond the courtroom. While the legal system would ultimately decide Sean Diddy Combs' fate, the twins were already being judged in the court of public perception. Yet, as attention remained fixed on their loyalty and behavior, a darker chapter from the family's past began resurfacing: the mysterious death of their mother, Kim Porter, once a stabilizing force and one of the most influential figures in Diddy's life. Her 2018 passing now loomed over the proceedings like a ghost, with some suggesting that her absence could hold critical insight into the family's inner workings. Her death, still shrouded in speculation, has become a haunting backdrop to the trial, offering a potential key to understanding not only the twins' unwavering allegiance, but the deeper system of control, secrecy, and dysfunction that underpins the Combs empire. One thing is clear: the story of Jesse and Delilah Combs is far from over, and it may be darker than anyone imagined.